the domestic violence allegations against Billy Gordon, is he entitled to the presumption of innocence?
Well, that has now been referred to the police.
But you're using it to say that his vote is tainted.
Absolutely. And I come back to my other point, where both sides have agreed, based not only on non-disclosure of other issues, but other matters which have now been proven to be correct, particularly around the child support issues and those sorts of things, other matters to be resolved, that the effect of his vote should be nullified. The Premier agreed last week, at least, that he's not fit and proper to be in Parliament. We agreed with that. Now, if he's going to stay in Parliament, that in effect we have a course of action available to us, as was taken by the Coalition in the Federal Parliament with Craig Thompson, and that is to effectively nullify that vote. Now, within his own electorate as well, whilst people are saying the people of Cook have got a right to be heard, and no one argues that, many people in Cook are actually saying that they have complete dismay over the conduct of their Member of Parliament and are not wanting him to be engaged in representing them as well. So this has got a long way to go. It actually comes back to what the Parliament and the opposition and the government can do to continue to say that, look, we don't believe that his conduct was appropriate or is appropriate. We don't believe that that should be represented in the Parliament, and we have an effective way. We work on the voting procedures to nullify that vote. We've been consistent. The government has not been.
I come back to the question, isn't he, on the question of the domestic violence allegations, entitled to the presumption of innocence?
Well, there's a number of issues here. One is that will now be resolved by the police, and keeping in mind
shouldn't people like yourself, Anastasia Palaszczuk, shouldn't you wait until for the outcome of that police investigation because he's entitled to the presumption of innocence?
Well, that is one part of this equation. The non-payment of child support, where there seems to be, which was also made as a part of the same allegation, has been verified, and other issues around the tax returns are yet to be resolved. But also you have past, and there's an argument whether he should be able to move on from that, and I have no issue with that. The Premier had an issue with non-disclosure. I can understand that. Last week she said that all of these things disqualified him from being an appropriate person to be in the Parliament. All we're saying is that if she continues to have that view, which from a consistency viewpoint rather than an expediency viewpoint she should have, then we should take action in the Parliament to register our concern and displeasure, and there's a way of doing it, and that's what we're saying. We can't stop him from having the say in the Parliament. He will choose to be there as long as he wishes for the people of his electorate at the next election. But we can certainly say that, look, there are certain conduct issues here which we don't think are appropriate, and we can take action to ensure that his vote does not taint the procedures of Parliament. It doesn't change the fact that it's still a hung Parliament with a minority government where the votes of the Parliament are going to be decided on the casting vote of the Speaker or the other members of Parliament. It doesn't change the dynamic. The government can still govern. They have confidence in the Parliament. It's an issue of consistency, and the Premier has not been.